Hello and welcome to the Here For It podcast with Chris
and Melissa.
We're two sisters that are here to bring you real and relatable topics that we hope will inspire you,
Cause you to think, laugh, and grow.
If you hear something you like, please remember to like, subscribe, and share.
And now, let's get into today's topic.
A quick test. All right, we're going to sing a song. What we're singing. Okay.
What are we doing?
My life, my love, my all.
Okay. Start. I'm tenor.
Yeah, you going to be soprano?
Good. Sure.
All right. Tell us when to go, Jalen. Okay. My. Oh, what's the key?
Can we get it starting?
Start again.
Were made to worship you, my heart, my King.
All right. Yes. Well, welcome to the Here For It podcast. I'm Chris. And I am Melissa.
Hey. We have a special guest. You want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Tenille. Can we just say
Tenille.
You don't need to know my last name or middle name or
they don't
my
need to know all of that.
Yes. Just Tenille.
Oh man, we are so happy to have you. We invited Tenille out for one of our we're doing relationships this whole season, and so she has a story to tell, and we're gonna let her tell her story. But before we get into that, let's do some rapid fire questions. Let's just get to know you a little bit before we, delve into your story and all that kind of stuff. So, what you got?
Okay, what's your favorite color?
Favorite color? Green. All shades of green.
Okay.
Like it's
I like
sage, charcuterie. No, it's not.
Oh, what's the charcuterie? Charcuterie board.
What is the chartreuse. All shades of green. I just think that color in all shades is beautiful.
It is.
I
totally agree.
Yeah.
I like green too. All right. What's
so
another one?
Where's your dream vacation spot?
Oh gosh, Bora Bora.
Bora Bora.
Where's
I don't know.
Oh, no.
It's just a nice, cute, fun thing to say.
I need to look up Bora Bora.
Well, it's a Febreze.
Destination wedding.
It's a Febreze fragrance. It's called Bora Bora water.
I'll get you some of that for Christmas.
Thank you. I want to go there too.
That's the best I can do.
Anything that says Bora
I can't
Bora,
get you
that'll help.
Bora Bora, but you take this spray.
That'll help manifest it.
Bora Bora spray on order for you right now.
All right, and what you picking? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Dinner all day.
All
I'll
day?
eat dinner for breakfast.
Yeah,
Just warm me up
too.
a good dinner plate. Because I'm funny about breakfast. Honestly, I only eat home breakfast. I rarely eat public breakfast.
Really?
I know, it's
so you're
weird.
not a brunch girl?
I will, but it's just if I had to choose, it would be dinner. Some good dinner. I'll eat pasta for 8 a.m.
Yeah. Oh, see, I'm like that with breakfast.
You love breakfast.
So I'm like, put some syrup on it.
I don't know who said, okay, for breakfast you have to eat eggs, bacon, and...
Who said it? These are the questions that we have.
Write that down. Somebody do the research. Yeah. I'm with you though. I'm dinner all day too. Yeah.
Okay, so Tenille's story, obviously we're going to let her share her story and her disclaimers and all that good stuff. But we wanted to bring her on because personally, and I've told you this before, I feel like as church girls, we're church girls. Her story is unique. It may be unpopular to some. I think it's going to be healing for others. And it's important, I think and she'll say this too, God allows us, nothing happens unless God allows it to. So, I don't know. I don't know if you have any questions for her, if we want to just get the story.
I'm going to be honest. Can I be transparent? This is our...
No other way to be. Come on, let's do it.
We taped this before.
It's round two.
This is round two. I think your story is, I think it's authentic and I think you're really brave to be here today to share it with us and to share it with the people out there, because a lot of times we talk about, we're talking about divorce. People are like, well, you can't do that. That's negative, and why would you promote that? But there's all sides to a story. So thank you for being here and sharing. I'm gonna be good. I have they didn't give me no water today.
I think last time we were all a little bit more energetic too. That was just like, it was high.
But it's gonna be good.
But I'm glad that you said that, like promoting divorce, because that's like a part of my disclaimers before we even get started. Like, I do want people to know that I am like absolutely pro marriage. Amen. The caveat we're gonna put in there is absolutely pro healthy marriage.
Yes.
I will be the first to say that two right people is better than one person alone. Like, honestly, being alone, but being with the right person is better than being alone.
I got you.
But being alone is absolutely positively better than being with the wrong person. So
I think you need to say that again. So you said being with the right person, two is better than one when you're with the right person.
That's in the word.
But it's better to be alone if you are with the wrong person.
Because what's also in the word is, how can two walk together lest they agree? Right.
Yeah.
You could be, two good people, but wrong together.
Yeah.
And it's just
I do agree with that.
And it can honestly be unhealthy for you and detrimental to your soul, to your purpose, to, your life. And just to be honest, like, let's just take this hypothetical situation. Let's just say, can we all agree that, God gave us a purpose? Like, before we got to this earth, or if we made it to the earth, that we all came with a unique assignment, purpose, gift, whatever it is that is predestined by God.
Absolutely.
He also gave us this gift and the curse called free will, right?
Yeah.
So within that, He gives us the authority, the jurisdiction to govern our lives based on our choices. Sometimes that choice, the wrong choice, can come even in the form of how you choose your life partner.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's so unfortunate is that the life partner choice is the one that can actually make or break you. Like, honestly, in my opinion, I feel like just under your decision to make God, the Lord of your life and to live your life for Him, the next biggest decision over the house you're going to live in, the school you're going to attend, the major, your job, is the person that you choose to do life with.
Yeah, because the Bible says the two become one.
But you have to be on one accord. And you think about, God says, and they were on one accord, then the Holy Spirit, came, so it's a big decision.
It's a big decision to be taken lightly. Like I did, and I will say, which leads me to the other thing, like, I will be the first to say, yes, I'm talking about my experience, but also, my experience, we were too ill-prepared, not one, both, myself included. Ill-prepared, ignorant, people who haphazardly went into, the biggest decision that we can make in our lives. And so, at the end of the day, we don't go through things. I'm glad that I'm on the other side of it, and I've done my work to heal, and I'm able to share it. But, we don't go through things by ourselves, and that's why I'm here. And I would honestly, encourage him, my ex-husband, to do the same. Yeah. Because he has a perspective, I have a perspective. Yeah. And if he has done the due diligence to do the work, the healing, and all of that, I would encourage him to share too, because, there's someone that could be helpful from his perspective. So absolutely. I'm not here to bash. I'm just here to help.
Yes.
I'm not here to hurt.
No bash, none of that.
Right. Exactly.
And learning and all that good stuff.
Because if every person could use their mess up season as a catalyst for healing.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
How much better the world would be.
But that's what it's for. I mean, it's by our testimonies that we overcome. Yeah. Being able to talk about experiences in your life and share them, you're healing and you're giving healing to other people. So whether it's good or bad, all things work together for the good of those that love the Lord. So we gotta learn. So we gotta talk about the good and the bad.
Can we normalize that?
Yes.
Can we normalize
the good and the bad?
Brushing stuff under the rug, especially
church.
And watching people, sitting there watching people just go through stuff ignorantly and blindly. No one is like, oh, she
and talking about them.
She about to straight off.
Be like, girl, they broke up.
Going off the cliff and burned. I mean, you look real cute. let's just normalize being open and transparent. First of all, let's normalize. First of all, healing, acknowledging, taking accountability, and then I think once you heal, you don't have to. You can be free to share because you're not carrying the guilt, the shame, all of those negative emotions that typically come with just church and life hurt, condemnation, all of those things.
I love the Bible. It's so simple. It says the truth will set you free.
It does.
And when you tell your truth, nobody else can tell your story for you. When you have the courage to tell your own story and your own experiences, like you said, it's liberating, it's freeing for you, but it's freeing for others.
Absolutely.
So let's get into it. Tell us your story. I mean, obviously we know we're here to talk about divorce, so we know that you're divorced. But take us to the beginning. Take us to the marriage part, dating and getting married and all that stuff, and what led us to where you are now.
Oh gosh, so loaded. I'm trying, be concise. It's easy to get caught in the weeds. Y'all know I'll just, go over the river and through the woods. But I think in the beginning, I know in the beginning, I actually never wanted to be married, right? Let's just start there. We're exposed to the first level relationship that we're exposed to is our parents, right? Yeah. And so that particular relationship, I didn't necessarily want to emulate or replicate or duplicate, so I was just like, oh, that's what marriage is. Okay, I'm good on that. That's good. Oh, that's what y'all do. Right. That's cute. I want not for you. Know. So for a while, that was just my mentality. And so while I had boyfriends and things of that nature, it was never on my agenda to get married up until like later on in life, like even after I graduated undergrad and then even moved to Georgia, which was about, I would say, like in my mid-20s. Okay. Then I was just like, oh, you know what, this marriage thing, I guess I do kind of want to look into do life with somebody, share.
I don't want to be by myself.
Netflix,
right. Now, had you had long-term relationships prior to you starting to think about this, or were they?
I had relationships, but they, not like it wasn't like 2-3 years with marriage mind. There weren't marriage-minded relationships. It was just, like I have a boyfriend. We're in a relationship. But prior to meeting my ex-husband, I was in a more serious relationship, and he wasn't I never dated Adventist because which is our denomination. Right. People want you to marry within your especially as Adventists, they want you to like grow up and have a little SDA wedding. And so
go to Sabbath school together.
Like if he don't know what Sabbath school is, girl, run.
You better. Right. Happy Sabbath.
Yes, happy Sabbath.
You want to go to church, walk in the doors. Yes. Being cute about yourselves. And so he was not Adventist, and I but it wasn't even that. Like honestly, he had a relationship with the Lord, which I loved, and he was very much into his church and involved. Yeah. But there was just another piece that was missing for me, right? Gotcha. And then of course we did the whole I'll go to church with you on Sunday, you go to church with me on Saturday, and that got old real quick because you get tired and you would like not to.
Let's talk about that.
You would like not to set your alarm on one day out of the 7 days.
That is so hard. In the weekend. I had to do that before. Like go on Saturday, and then when you're involved in church, you're singing, you're doing stuff. Our Sabbaths. It's not Sabbath. It is not a day of rest. You are working all day, and then you got to get up and go to church the next day. You just start putting on the same outfit.
Back to church.
Yes.
Okay. So,
but anyway, sorry.
Okay. Go ahead. So I was in that relationship, and then I decided to climb Stone Mountain for a little sabbatical and mountaintop experience and pray and ask the Lord, to give me kind of some direction because he was very much marriage minded. Like he was looking. So we were at the point where he was like, "Hey, let's look for rings," and I was like,
"Oh wow,
let's
hold on, let me
let's actually
the mountaintop real quick."
See what I gotta have a mountaintop experience.
Let me go climb the mountain real quick. I'll get back with you.
I like that.
So anyway, did that, and I just felt like God led me to end that relationship, and so like a few months later, that's when I met my ex-husband,
and you guys start talking and dating, and then what happens? How are we married?
What happens is between then and our engagement, we are long distance. Okay. Like now we're not on separate sides of the continent.
Okay,
but
so Georgia,
but
Alabama.
still, we ain't gonna see each other random Tuesday. It's like a weekends, kind of thing. And so on the weekend, we're weekend lovers.
Yeah.
And on the weekends, you put your best foot forward because during the week, you're just like, ooh, you're staying on the phone.
Look, you get
2
paid
hours
on
of
the
the night.
Yeah, you got a little money in your pocket.
What we gonna do this weekend? What we gonna do? What game we gonna go to? What we're gonna do? So it was that, and honestly. And I put this on me. I honestly take a lot of accountability to the situation that I was in.
Yeah.
I did not vet like you would think between then and the time we got engaged that I would have done my due diligence to try and uncover pertinent things.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know to do that. Okay. And that's embarrassing to say because I was at that time I was in my 30s at that particular time.
Yeah. Okay.
So I just didn't. It was just like, ooh, we have fun together.
Right.
We, he cute.
Yeah. I'm cute.
Oh my God, this has to be God.
Make a lot of sense. So you don't vet. You
The
like,
Bible says, lean not
Yes.
on your own understanding. And I did the whole entire gangster lean on that. Like I did completely leaned on my own understanding, did not, just was like, okay, God, this must be you. So it just seemed right.
You did a thing.
Thank you,
My
Lord.
conversation with him was thank you. That was it. 2 words.
That was
thank you. And then I got it from here, Jesus. That was it.
So let's slow down a little bit. So am I hearing you say that you didn't ask the Lord? You just made an assumption based on everything.
That's exactly
that you
what you're
explained.
hearing.
Okay. So you
That is exactly what you're hearing.
just said thank you and that was it. Okay.
And that was it. And I for whatever reason, I allowed myself to be safe with the assumption that that was okay. Like, and I can pledge my life. And but again, where was I? Where was I? In terms of my spiritual maturity and all of that I would even, be at the point in life where I would say, okay, I can give my life to someone that I haven't vetted.
Got you. So how long did you guys date before you got married?
It was like a year and a half.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good, but it's weekend love though.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was weekend love.
And not just weekend love.
Is good.
Yeah. And I'll be the first to say I'm not like completely against long distance relationship, but I do think that you got to put a little bit more into it. And I will say that had the communication been there, we've been talking about the right things.
Yeah.
Then we could have uncovered some things.
So were you all just like really having fun for
we're
a
like
year?
boyfriend and girlfriend.
like just
Like a
days
classic
and
boyfriend and
movies?
girlfriend.
Yeah.
And we prided ourselves like, oh, we've never gotten an argument because we never
We
talked about
talk-
it.
Yeah, that's all about that.
We gonna watch,
What we watching tonight?
what?
Wow.
We never even brought a subject argue-worthy
Wow.
in terms of what we were.
Yeah.
Looking for
Conversing.
your goals, nothing like that.
Security is my top need. I want to feel safe.
Yeah.
I want to feel protected.
Yes.
Not just protected physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, psychologically, all of that. So it's just not a healthy place for me. Some women, I would probably vouch to say very few. I think, even if you convince yourself that you can be like that, I think over time it's gonna get old. No woman innately wants to be the man.
True.
In their relationship.
So
Wants to be the leader.
true.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. I don't.
I think we do because we have to.
Yeah.
Or
Which
we
is
think we have to.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
We think we've been conditioned to think that we
Right.
have to,
Yeah,
and
we
so
have
therefore
to.
we don't even allow ourselves to be pursued by, and vet properly to be pursued by the right masculine man.
I totally agree.
So what are some things that you would say that you would need to know you would have asked before you decided to get
dating year?
Give us some
Lord have
words
mercy.
on that. Like just maybe 1-2 things.
What's your purpose in life? Because I do think that a man, like they say, Adam had a purpose before Eve came along. And if at least you know why you're here and you have some sort of identity, if the man has an identity, then you can at least go from there. Like even now, like when I talk to guys now, honey, wisdom is my new orgasm. I mean, like if you look, there's so much that you can.
Yeah.
We can put that on a t-shirt. We gonna put that on a t-shirt, man. Like if you have the wherewithal to know who you are, you know your purpose, you know your identity, and you are self-aware. Self-aware is another true gem, like a rare gem, like somebody that can say, this is be transparent. This is who I am.
Yeah.
These are, my strengths and my weaknesses.
Yeah.
These are my
These are my
flaws.
issues.
This is what I came from.
Yeah.
So I know the demons, the dormant demons that I may have to, deal with.
Yeah.
Just things like that. Yeah.
I just want to add to that. I mean, because we were created to be a helper, a help me. But if you don't know what your purpose is, I mean,
what am I helping
how
you?
can I help you?
What am I going to? We're going to be wandering. We're going to be wandering.
I'll be looking at you like, what's wrong with
We
you?
gonna be aimless. We walking Roman to and fro, east and west.
It's important. Like, you got to do your job so I can do my job.
Yes. So that, just
And
to
vice
answer your
versa, though,
question.
too.
Yeah. And so, fortunately, thank the Lord now, I have that mentality where I know, and then, more so praying for discernment and, and like I had mentioned before, I was watching the sermon, and I love how, what was his name? Jerry Flowers. We'll give him a shout out.
Hey, Jerry.
But we know you, Jerry. But he said discernment is not the ability to differentiate right from wrong, because you really don't need you don't need divine
divine.
assistance
Yeah,
right from black and white.
Right.
It's like discernment is the ability to differentiate right from almost right.
Yeah.
And that's where we can get fooled. So that just stuck out and resonated with me, because that's why we do need the spiritual help that God has given us, the Holy Spirit. And obviously, last but not least, the big one is, how is his relationship? Not religion.
Yes.
Does he go to
difference.
church?
Big
True.
Not does he put on a suit and show up?
And not is he Adventist. It's what your relationship is with Christ.
What is your intimate relationship with Christ?
Yeah.
Like?
Now we want to know, how did you, how did this divorce happen? Like, what happened? What led to the divorce?
So,
and how long were you married before you?
okay, all right. So we started counseling, reactive, not proactive counseling, in like November of 2017.
Okay, so you're 1 year in and you're already needing counseling. Who is the initiator of saying, hey, let's do counseling?
Pick me.
That would be you.
Yes.
Okay. And was he agreeable or resistant?
Not at first, no.
reluctant?
But I was just like, it's got this or nothing.
Yeah.
So we need help because we're drowning.
Yeah.
Like,
ooh, y'all. Jesus Christ.
Okay, and also I want to add to that, sometimes people change as soon as you say I do, and then it's like you see another side.
About that. A lot of people say
happening?
I do.
Right.
But not everybody is really saying yes.
but it changes.
Right. Like,
and then what do? You can't get out of it. You be like, this doesn't
Is there an annoyance? Can we just make this not
So was that a situation like where it totally changed?
No. It was a gradual. Now, mind you, we were long distance, so there were just basic, probably things that I just did not uncover that I could have.
Okay.
So, how you are when you don't get your way. How much you lean on me as the woman, as a wife, to carry the weight.
Yeah.
If you are required to kind of just be the bender in terms of accommodating whatever it is to make the other person comfortable. If you look, why be married? Why be in a relationship if there's not going to be some sort of reciprocity? I could be by myself. We're in this thing to give and take. As much as people, want to only recognize abuse as physical. Man, y'all, emotional, mental abuse, verbal abuse is real.
And it's worse.
It can be arguably worse, right? Sometimes I'm like, just kick me, honey, because like the words you say, the tone, look, I'm gonna perseverate on that for days and years to come. Like, it's just gonna, I'm just gonna keep ruminating on that sometimes. And so, even what you don't say, call the silent treatment, is a punishment, right?
Talk about the silent treatment.
It's
So
unfair.
I just want to bend and lean and
That's
listen to
another
this.
reason why you just need to be if you're going to give somebody silent treatment in a relationship, you need to be single.
This is a dumb question, but how silent is the silent treatment? Is it like a high and by, I'm going to be quiet? cordial with you, but I just won't really engage in, or is it like, I ain't saying nothing to you? Like, you don't
it varies.
It can be both. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard people that don't talk to people
for days
all.
or weeks. And that's despite the other person trying to be
come
like,
out of that? How does it even?
What you said? What you want something to eat?
You
hungry?
the car got a flat tire.
Yeah.
Like, one of us gonna have to either be walking or something to that extent, some life type of thing.
So were you giving the silent treatment, or
was I giving it or
giving it? Like, were you being
the receiver?
You were
I
the
was
receiver
recipient.
of the
Y'all know I talk. So come on, I'm very communicative.
That
so
is
it's like
different.
and so and I through my research.
Okay.
I feel like I could host a whole seminar on some certain things just based on research and my own counseling. But I will say sometimes the recipient will start adopting those traits. Because it's like, okay, if I can't beat you, join you. And so, and that's when I started not liking myself. Y'all, I did not like myself.
You didn't like yourself.
Who you were becoming.
I was angry. I was bitter. I was a skeleton of myself. And like the person that I am now, even friends and all, like the person that people are able to have the blessing to experience now versus the person that they were experiencing then. It's not. That's why no Christian, not everybody, can convince me that God in His infinite wisdom would more co-sign to you a choice a wrong choice, a detrimental choice that you made in your free will. That He would want you, because you made that choice, to stay there, even though now you're thwarting your purpose, your assignment. You can't bless nobody else. You are just surviving. You are alive, but you are not living. And just to give you guys an argument, people say, to death do you part. Well, guess what? Death can come in several ways.
In different forms.
You can be alive and dead at the same time.
Yes.
Look, people are walking around just with oxygen and heartbeat.
Yeah,
that's it.
But how alive are you?
Right.
If you're not impacting anyone, not in yourself, not your spouse,
marriage, not your children,
fight imprisonment to stay with. Like, you cannot convince me that the God that I know would be more happy, co-signing to that versus you saying, you know what, God, I messed up. Let me repent. Let me allow you to heal me. Take me up out of this. Save me, pour into me life again. And let me, do this thing right. Even if this means, it may mean that I might be single forever. He may not give me another partner. So be it. There are people that were like, well, are you sure you're 40? You live in Atlanta. You a black woman. You might be sweetheart. Hold on. Let me count my blessings. If I can have peace again, joy again, purpose again, sweetie, I will take single for 500 hours. Any day, all day. I will do it. It is well with my soul. Now, I don't think that God would punish me and be like, oh, I'm not gonna, if it is His will, for me to unite with someone that He has right for me and we do life together, so be it. But if not, it's still well with my soul, because now I have life again. Because death did its part. And it may not have been, I was in a casket.
But death.
So I have a question. So did you talk to God about it? Did you ask Him? Did you get, the green light? There's what's her name? Melody Holt. She says, God says go. I don't know if you guys watch Love and Marriage Huntsman.
I used to, girl. That's what she said.
She divorced her husband, and she, did a T-shirt line and said, "God said go." And obviously we're church girls.
2/3 of God's name is go.
Okay, So to the people that say God hates divorce, to the people that said, that's what God had put together.
I agree.
I agree.
Let me touch on all that. God hates divorce. He does. He also hates sin, and I believe we're all sinners. And guess what? Just because He hated more so than a divorce is that you want to get His will in the first place. How about let's just put that into perspective. He hated when He had to see you walk down the aisle, and He knew it was.
He told you that.
Okay. And then the second, what was your second point?
What God has put together.
Yes, what God has put together. Again, what God has put together. Not what you yourself put together. No man enjoys. So He did not, and y'all, let's just let's be real, let's be honest here. God did not put everybody together because again, he gave us this gift and curse called free will.
And choice. Yeah.
A lot of us just walked right on in and just did our own thing. Yeah. And then
a lot of people won't admit that. Like people will say, "Oh, well, God did put it together because we sat there and we said I do. We were in the church. We were in the church. We did pray.
We went to counseling.
Yeah, there's a difference between fasting and praying and allowing God to speak to you and put you with your proper mate. Yeah. And that's not just a one day thing. That's not just a thing like, oh, should I do this or not? And then in your head, you be like, go ahead. Go ahead, do it. You
already had the answer before you got on your knees. You already knew what you was going to do. You already knew what you going through emotions. I mean, that's cute.
And people make these decisions without even in their mind, they might know that they might be making a mistake. They still move forward with it. Yeah. And like you said, does God really hold you responsible for staying in something that's going to take both of y'all going to go straight to hell and bust it wide open?
Look, y'all. First of all, I look. Let me just put this out here. Yeah, we were not a COVID crisis, like a whole you got the whole COVID couple
divorce.
We were not that. I separated in December 2019. To be clear, we weren't impacted by COVID till like March of 2020. Okay, right. So, had we suicide or homicide, and please tell me, where does God get the glory from either one of those outcomes?
Neither one of them.
He does not get the glory. And so the reason why we were placed on this earth is for him to get the glory. That was before I even knew or met my ex, but he had an assignment for Tenille. And if I have in myself made a decision that has robbed that, then the God that I know is okay and gives me grace to reconcile that.
So before you made the decision to get the divorce, did you inform your ex-husband, say, hey, this is what I'm thinking, that's what I'm leaning towards?
Yeah. So again,
agreeable? Did he try? Did y'all?
I was very communicative. I wish, honey, we were going to counselor, marriage counselor. I'm sure they have all the notes.
Just the counselor, can I get their notes? I need them.
From November the 18th, 2021. Let me get that one up at you.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna call her and be like, girl, you good. I'm like, girl, you good. You passed the test. Glory.
You did your part. But yeah, and they will tell you if you haven't noticed. I'm a little open, and I'm free to just tell you how I feel. And so I was not a silent sufferer in that, because a lot of wives or spouses, even husbands, can be silent sufferers, and I was not that. And so I made it clear. And again, I separated before I just, went and just hightailed for the. I even told him that, like, hey, I'm getting ready. I got at like, that point when I separated, it wasn't even about the marriage. At that point, it was about Tenille. I had to save myself because I had gone into this abysmal,
sunken place.
Honey, you had that old school philosophy too. It's like whatever happens in the marriage, don't bring it.
Right.
Everything needs to be kept a secret.
Go on with that. Y'all better go and choke each other out quietly,
and put on your suit and your church dress, and I'm here. Don't be late.
What you sing in this week?
Roll your memory verse.
You direct the choir like you supposed to do, and you bring the people in. So that's what it was. And again,
I hope that changes. Like just in general, I bet that your story, that part of it, is probably it's not an isolated situation.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
And so I hope that changes for people who need deliverance.
And people can't give you what they don't have either. We all. I mean, the thing is, people. And the thing that's why you have to have grace. And which leads me to this might be a little bit off topic, but let me say I would be remiss if I didn't say this. Anybody that is outside of the four walls of a marriage, you don't know what's going on. And even what's told to you, you only know just a piece.
Right.
There were people that came to me. I have it saved because just in case I need receipts, I just keep.
I like to keep my receipts too.
And receipts. And wait, look, when you're used to being a victim of gaslighting, you train yourself. Oh, screenshot this. Let me record this because I don't need nobody trying to convince me it didn't happen in one second.
That part.
Y'all, Satan will use people to when you are at your worst, they don't even know what you're going through. Like, she didn't even know I was going through that.
Not day. Like, hey, are you okay?
Are you okay?
Oh,
So let me just, a word for the wise. If you are not in this environment yourself, you're not, personally a victim, don't allow the enemy to use you with your words. Because you can, death and life.
Yeah.
Flying the power of your tongue and certain things that you will, in just ignorance, allow yourself to say to somebody when they are in their lowest.
In their lowest point.
They're in their valley. I got married when I was...
already
and
you don't even know what's going on.
Y'all, don't be that person. Y'all do not be that person. And even if you feel like you have an idea, I mean, the best you can do is if you want to help, ask somebody, hey, what's going on? Or pray.
I love about the asking.
Yeah, just don't assume.
Ask.
Just...
I'll tell you. Just ask me.
Especially me. Sweetie, let's
baby,
pull up a
I'ma
chair.
tell
Or
you
even say, how can I support you? Or how can I help you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I might just say,
absolutely.
And honestly, the very people that will condemn you, will shame you, will guilt you, will bash you, honestly, I feel like a percentage of those people are in some type of abusive, unhealthy situation themselves. And they themselves are just projecting their own emotions towards you because they didn't have the courage to do what you're doing. And so now they resent that. I'm not saying everybody's, that's the case for everybody, but oftentimes that's why you can't tell somebody how to be. Everybody has a different threshold. Thresholds are like fingerprints. Everybody got to give from one. It's like pain, your perception of pain. When you go to the doctor, they have you to rate your... They can't tell you,
this is how you feel.
This is how you're feeling. You rate your pain.
You right. That's right.
Nobody has the what's the word I'm looking for? No one has the right
Or the authority
to rate your pain. People might be like, oh, well, girl, that's nothing. I went through this. I went through that. Sweetheart, you don't feel the way I feel.
Different, boo.
Yeah.
I don't feel the way you feel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so people that try and guilt you and shame you into, staying in some... Look, fulfillment and happiness is relative. We just all have our different thresholds and at the peak of which we personally can take. And so when you feel like you are at your threshold, that is definitely... a sign to get help at minimum, to do something. Because they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different result. And I tell people all the time, my one of my indicators was hopeless. Faith. They're like, oh, you just have faith. You just have faith. Sweetheart, what's the definition of faith?
Right.
The substance of things hoped for.
Yeah.
In the event that you don't have hope, you don't have one of the key elements and ingredients that's needed and necessary to even have faith to begin with. So if I don't have hope, and there are several things that made me hopeless, like, like when you feel like there's no self-awareness and things, like that, there's just, things that are just lead you to just not have hope.
Did it ever get better for a certain period of time and then you just figured out, this is not sustainable or it's not consistent?
So better in terms of, I would ebb and flow in terms of, it's like, okay, I guess, just don't have any expectations. It's like, okay, it's like either I'll convince myself, okay, just...
Either I complain or not.
So it's like, but then at some point, it'd just be like, but this is not
But I have a
healthy.
question. So the whole time you're out at events, you're churching it and all that kind of stuff. So what is it's fake?
Is it fake?
Is it fake? Is it some realness to it?
I
mean,
some realness
all days aren't bad days. Even when you're, so there, I can't say, every time y'all saw us or me in public, it was just a plastered smile.
Right.
So there were some times where it's genuinely, okay, it was a good day. Yeah. You have good days.
Yeah, today was a good day.
But and so that's honestly, I think what'll make you stay too, because you'll, but Tuesday was good. Now the 365, it was 362 days out of 300.
But maybe that Tuesday.
Y'all remember that Tuesday?
I think we as women, we want to hold on to that,
Well, and I was thinking about, you were talking about, you guys started out, because I find that in relationships, how you start out and build your relationship is the thing that kind of keeps you together. So if you had good weekends, you went to church together, y'all watched TV together. So if you're today in your marriage, if it's bad Monday through Friday, those weekends tend to be good because you do what you did when you got together.
Very insightful.
Yeah.
Never have I once thought of that movie. But that was our rhythm.
Yeah. So it's easy to do that. We can go to church. We can direct a choir. We can go to Sabbath dinner with everybody. Look cute. Yeah. That's what we do. Oh. But outside of that, you know, your day to day, you know, how you wake up, what your routine is.
Doing life.
How you doing life. That's a total different story. So you be like, I can't wait till the weekend.
Yeah. I'm pro-marriage as well. And typically not for divorce. But after hearing your story, like I really, really understand. And I appreciate your viewpoint. And I hope, you know, again, it blesses some people. But I think when you add children, it's more difficult. It just really muddies
it's a different
all the
dynamic
waters and the decision making and that kind of thing. So I think that that's definitely in your favor that, you know, you didn't have any children and so you can move on. So you're single now. How are you doing what is single life like? Are she on the market?
She is on the market.
Needless to mention, the standards have risen.
Y'all have to have wisdom. What's your purpose?
We went from no standards.
It's gonna be hard now, y'all. She know what it is.
Because here's the deal, and everybody. There are some people. I'm sure there's some people that look at my story and where I am right now. Yeah. She's single. She don't have no kids. She don't have no pets. Yeah. She live by herself. No, they might think that that's like they might think of that and just get so depressed. They might think that that's just a miserable sweetheart. I get tickle pink. Like when I guess I'm an introvert and I appreciate my alone time. Yeah. But for me, because God has given me such a gift, y'all, and it hasn't always been this gift. Obviously, it's been an uneasy journey to get here, but where I am now, y'all have such a genuine joy. Yeah, y'all, I'll be all by myself. Busting out laughing.
Yes, me.
In my apartment. I know that.
Laughing at yourself.
Honey, laughing at myself, laughing at somebody. See, honey, I don't need nobody to like sweet.
Yeah.
Laughter is free medicine. Let me tell you, if you want healing, if you want healing, look, the purpose of medicine is to heal.
Yeah,
this is a free version.
Good, like a medicine,
honey.
It's like a medicine.
So allow yourself joy. Yes, man. Like just get to know yourself, and you will be, because there are some. And I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't say this. Like people that have gotten out of a marriage, whatever relationship, whatever. I do feel like we tend to get under somebody to get over somebody. You know,
we talked about that. Yeah, we talked about
let me get up under somebody. Yeah,
that's what I mean.
So it's like your future self will thank you for taking the time. To just get away from the noise, like to learn yourself, heal, and just, you know, just enjoy, learn who you are.
Yeah. What we talking about, like 1 week, 3 months? How much time? For people that need to be in a relationship.
Because I'm going to need me a man, right?
And look, we ain't going to diminish the dopamine of being with somebody now. I mean, but
take that time.
Because it will be for now, you're going to end up being in the same situation.
So my question is, like, practically, what does that look like? Because I hear a lot of women saying, honey, you need to heal, sis, take time for yourself. Like, what does that mean? What am I doing? Am I counseling? Am I taking long walks in the park? Like, what did you do to get back to Tenille?
All of the above. Okay. Like, I think, you know, everything in the world, you can't survive on just spiritual.
Right.
You know.
True.
You know, yes, pray. Yes, seek God. Yes, you know, allow yourself to fall at his feet, you know, and just get in his presence, you know, and let him, you know, teach you the more of him, and in that he'll teach you the more of you. Yeah. But also, you know, just practical stuff, like, you know, seek a therapist. So a good one. A good one. You know, put your stuff out there. Let's dig into why you ended up in the position that you were in the first place.
Talk about it.
There's some damage there that you know, they say you attract what you are. Or part of you, there's something in you that was drawn to a toxic situation. So let's figure out what that is, and let's clear that up. Let's get the residue out, because what we don't want to do is end up in the same exact situation. Because if you don't take the time to do that, you're gonna let your ballot be in vain. You know, and how unfortunate would that be? You know, if you go through the lessons but don't learn them,
Yeah.
I mean,
and go through it all over again.
And again and again.
You would
Don't
die.
they say
You
the
die.
statistics, the divorce rate, the
like,
second
I'm
time,
back.
Yeah.
second divorce rate is even higher. Like, why are we
Yeah.
continuing to do this?
Yeah.
So I just feel like you owe it to yourself. And whatever it looks like, you were talking about a day or two. I'm sure it's going to be longer than a day, okay? We're going to take longer than 24 hours. But it will, depending on your level of self-awareness, your wherewithal, and your if you're a quick study and whatever, like it depends. Like nobody can say it's going to take
Differs
you.
from person
But
to
I would
person,
honestly
yeah.
say at least a good almost a year. A
Yeah,
year.
wow.
Let's
Let's
take
take
Let's go through all 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Let's go through a winter,
Winter.
a spring, a summer, and a fall.
By yourself.
But it really
might be different in spring than
That's
it is in
when you
summer.
come out of situations or valleys, it takes time for you even to start that healing process. Because you're so low, you're still digging out of what you were in, and you're not yourself.
And take that time.
So that first season, that's the season where you just like, I'm by myself. I need to comb my hair. So yeah. And if you still in a fetal position
Rocking.
for about a whole month or a whole season, and then you take baby steps, but those baby steps come with like finding yourself and talking to God, but not only talking to God, but letting Him talk to you. That's the part that we just totally X out. Like, Lord, this is my list. This is what I'm going through, and then you get up and go, peace out. He didn't even have to say that, say anything. So
That's so true. But you gotta let him talk to you, and he talks to you in different ways. There are so many signs. Y'all. I mean, going back to your question in terms of what I do feel like God gave me, the go ahead.
Yeah.
But that was after not taking it lightly at all, because I understand that I made a vow.
Right. Yes.
Whether ignorantly or not, I made a vow.
Yes.
And so that's not to be taken lightly. And I want to make sure that God is pleased with me.
Right.
And so there were several things, even down, to a specific dream my mom, of all people, my mama had. Now, had it been somebody else, it would have been different. But she was one that's definitely pro-marriage, fight for your marriage. She was even like, if you give another year, if you still feel like that, I'll pay for the divorce. Like she really was like, but for the dream to come from her, that was also, it wasn't
Huge,
just,
huh?
that the dream was had. It was who the dream came from. Right,
I get that.
So just certain things that I think that you owe it to yourself to be able to walk in peace. So walk away in peace and hold your head up high, because you've done your spiritual due diligence, your practical due diligence, all your personal due diligence to fight for something that was the foundation was quicksand anyway. But I mean, you owe it to yourself to say you fought to keep it from sinking.
I have a question. Where's your ex-husband? Are you guys friends now? Do you talk?
We don't.
No,
I haven't heard from.
No,
I haven't heard. No.
Interesting.
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but he definitely was not. This was not a mutual thing.
Right.
So I don't know. I wish wherever he is.
Yeah.
I hope that one would find him healed.
Yeah.
Doing okay.
We just go through it. We allowed ourselves to grow through it. You know what I'm saying? Like he has, just like myself, been able to look introspectively and retrospectively and figured out what I can do to be a better person.
Yeah.
I have to do that, and hopefully wherever he is, hopefully that's where he would be found.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's admirable, because a lot of people, when they go through divorce or they separate, they have ill wishes on their, ex-spouses, or they don't care, they don't care. But, having a Christian background or knowing Christ and having done your due diligence spiritually, I mean, that's how you should treat the situation. It's so I applaud you on that.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I did, at one point, probably did Google to figure out how I can buy a grenade or what have. I mean, I've been
right.
I mean, I had.
How do you kill somebody without killing them? Without them, no.
By the way, have y'all watched the movie House of Gucci?
No. Oh, I did.
Is it good?
I did. I watched it on a plane.
It was so tragic. What a tragedy! But that reminded me, like,
I was like,
you go
what in the world?
It's like,
he died.
These were my best years. Yes. That was in my mid-30s. But
Check that out.
that's
You
why,
gotta watch it.
Yeah.
That's why you have to allow, God to heal you up, because all of that energy, honey, save that for happiness and laughter.
Yeah.
It's just energy that is not going to serve you anyway.
Well,
It's
yeah.
not, it profits you not to remain bitter.
Yeah. Well, I want to say you've been dropping some gems, honey. You got any other last gems you want to give to to anyone, who may find themselves in a situation where maybe they're in a marriage and they feel like they are dying, and
they're out of a marriage and
and drowning and feeling alone, or just any closing thoughts for our listeners.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you find yourself, look, it's got to start with self. It's got to start. You can't look externally, unfortunately, because oftentimes we look, if he would just do better, or if this circumstance would change, or whatever. You got to start with yourself and be honest with yourself. Again, I am pro-marriage, so I'm not gonna be like, oh, girl, you're gonna have to get a divorce. No, it's not that easy. It's not that
It's okay. It's all right. I made
You
it.
can see me pass out paperwork. You need to
I got some in the trunk.
because it's hard to get.
I got the paperwork. I'm selling divorces.
She's like, but you.
Oh, it's your fault. That's gonna be $500, baby. Okay.
Let's to be clear. Sometimes, there are necessary endings, and that's just life.
Yeah.
But I would say gather yourself first, because you need to be clear-minded in whatever situation. You have to, try and, heal yourself up to the point where you have a good mental wherewithal to understand what you are in, and if it can be fixed. I say you would be doing yourself a disservice if you didn't, try and do the work to fix it. Yeah. Especially if there are kids involved. Because those are innocent humans, and we met our quota on broken marriages and broken homes,
and broken
especially
kids.
We have met our quota.
Childhood trauma.
We don't need not near one more. But in the event that sometimes it is healthier for you to, sever it, because when children are watching something unhealthy, you're just only going to repeat the cycle, and you're not they're just going to keep. So it's so many nuances that you have to take into consideration, but just pray. That's all I can say. Pray, honey.
Pray
I don't see how atheists are in the world, because especially now, because how in the world
can you make it without him?
Without some spiritual guidance? He is the giver of those intangibles that are price, peace, joy, wisdom. I mean, how I don't know how at this point you can live without it. So at the end of the day, use those spiritual resources. Have some people that you trust. Not that you trust, but that are wise. Don't be going to know anybody. Pookie and Ray Ray and them to get your advice. Don't be going to the cousins. We know that y'all love them,
because the cousins is on your side.
Yes, go to somebody that's going to give you some sound wisdom. You need a spiritual inner court that you can rely on. But other than that, I say, if you've gone through it, I do feel like subconsciously a lot of people even up the ante on doing the opposite of healing. They will be out in front more so, because I think they have a subconscious obligation to make the world, convince the world that they're okay.
Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
All on social media.
I know, like, girl, stop it. Go on.
And the people looking, we can see it. Like, they are not good.
The people don't know that you can see, sweetheart. It's very clear that you're doing
Baby, you so naked.
Why you only got on two little?
Let me look directly in the camera. They are talking about you. Don't do that.
Yeah, they are.
Don't you do it.
They are talking about you.
I know that it's very tempting. Don't you do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to say that you are hurting.
Yeah.
All of that.
Whatever.
And if you got to step back and be out of the limelight,
I think it's necessary to
do that. You have to.
It ain't even if you got to. I think it's honestly
step
necessary
back.
to do it.
Sit down.
Again, your future healed self. Well, thank you. Because then, your future self ain't going to continue to go on unhealed. You know, you've done the spiritual front loading in order to get yourself right. So, but anyway, so that's all, I could give for, those people. Anybody, it's like those people. That's not bad. For any those people out there. That's all I got. Well, I was one of y'all. There you go. That sounded real condescending. Go now. Go get your divorce now. Go sign the papers. I got your divorce papers. The papers. She got free sign up papers right here. Just sell. Sign on the dotted line. We'll get it going. Well, I just want to say personally, thank you, Tenille, for coming today and sharing with us. It is, like I said, it's not easy to talk about this, but I mean, we're here for it all. We're here for the good, the bad, and we want to know. And I think we can learn from every situation. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Now, before she goes, what she didn't tell us about herself is that she has the most beautiful angelic voice on the whole planet.
This is not a part of.
She's an angel.
I think she's an angel. That's why she has on white.
She is.
Don't y'all want her to sing?
We do. We don't.
You ain't even want to give me the heads up that you was going to use it.
No, it's
because the Holy Spirit hit me.
He did.
Go ahead. What's one of the songs that got you through?
What about your friend? How many of us have them? Friends.
Yes.
They just throw you under the bus. They don't give you no type of warning.
We are bullying her. That was wise.
Sing something.
Great is thy faithfulness. See, and then I started too high because I'm nervous.
All right, go down. Then go down.
Okay, go down.
Take it down.
Great is. Then I'm gonna start on the same key. Okay. That's how you would have to do if you was in church.
Take it down. The piano be like ting 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 ting.
Take it down.
Take it down.
All I have needed, God, your hand have never hesitated and provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.
She's such a songbird, such a sweet spirit. She's beautiful. And we just thank you so much for being here.
Yes. She is my favorite person. Let me tell you something that I noticed about her. And she carries a selfie stick everywhere she goes. And I would be like, Crystal, where that girl with the selfie stick?
She don't go. She will leave her purse. But never her selfie stick. They are one.
They are one, and I love it.
And from now on, people that give me a hard time about the selfie stick, you will not be invited into the picture because those selfie sticks have the best photos.
Exactly.
Y'all give me a hard time about the selfie stick. But everybody wants a selfie stick photo.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and I'm not on Facebook.
And she's not on social media, but she got the best pictures in her phone. The best one.
Everybody looks to, can you send me the pictures? Promise, I guess. I guess.
I might.
I'll think about it. Give me 48 hours.
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me. No,
yes.
I love y'all as sisters. Like,
I love you
there's
too.
something about the chemistry with y'all. Like, y'all remind me of my family. We were like cousins. We grew up as brothers and sisters, and there's definitely an underlying current.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good connection.
The fabric is there.
Yes, the fabric of our lives.
So when you get married again and have your children, we'll have to have you back.
Wait, hold on. I saw how you threw in the two. I'm 40.
Children, right? No, it's possible.
I would like not to be 50. Running behind a 2-year-old. I would like not to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, if God,
we're gonna see what the Lord say.
Whatever He says.
We're gonna see what He say. But
we will receive the husband.
Yes. So when that husband comes, we'll have you and hubby on the show, and we'll talk about it. So hopefully you guys are here for it. Like, share, subscribe, all that. Comment. Back next week. Comment for sure.
Yeah.
And
then we'll see you guys next week. I mean, I hope you enjoyed it. Today was a lot of stuff to unpack.
I hope you had
so
your notes.
comment any questions that you might have.
Break it up, part one, part two.
Part two. But thank you so much for joining us, and we will talk to you next time.
Bye. Just now realized that the whole time I was looking up there, and that, so let me look directly. Let me look directly.
Cause she can't see.
I'm talking to you.
Hey guys, I would be remiss if I did not include this particular piece. As Melissa said at the top of our interview, she said that was our second go round at it. And I told them initially, just don't send me questions. I don't want it to sound pre-rehearsed. I want it to sound, just authentic, just a general authentic conversation. But after reviewing it, they did ask me a question in the very first interview that they didn't in the second. Now, mind you, it was completely different. It was like two different interviews almost, but I loved just having the discussion. But it's hard to in real time sometimes figure out, okay, what you should say and what you shouldn't say. But to that point, I would be remiss if I did not add this. And the question that they asked me was, what did I personally do to contribute to the toxicity in my marriage? I did not have to make it worse or more toxic, and there are ways that I absolutely did, and I'll be the first to say there are times I should just shut up, just be quiet, go in my prayer closet, like the old women of the church would say, just commune with the Lord. What you have to say at that time is just not that important. You already know, and I knew it, y'all. There would be a little small voice in my head that would be like, now if you say that at this particular time, it's not going to be received well, but I would do it anyway, because that's the right thing to do. So there were definitely times where I made or added gasoline to a blazing fire, for sure. So I definitely wanted to point that out. That's something I shared with our counselors as well, in terms of just knowing when. It's not what you do. Most of the time, usually it's more like how you do it, and how you do it includes your tone, your nonverbals, your the timing of it, and everything. So that, again, that's employing wisdom in life, not just in relationships. But I definitely wanted to add that and not engage in relational malpractice by not sharing that piece. I thought that was really important. There were several other things that we talked about, but that to me was definitely one, because I didn't want to, even allude to being completely innocent in a toxic situation. But overall, I hope that you guys get a blessing, and inevitably it's all about sharing your story and sharing how a trial can definitely turn into a triumph. So you guys be blessed.